So let's all come together, beginning with our eyes closed. Take a few deep breaths in and out, giving yourself the permission to relax. Giving yourself the permission to just be and observe. Any thoughts, simply let them drift by. Don't encourage, don't hinder them. Just observe. In this space, please connect to your higher consciousness, that part of you that is living its life at 100% potential, that part of you which is very, very objective, where there is no grief, no suffering, but an overall understanding of your life and its path. This higher consciousness could appear in form of a color, a person, a figure, a metaphor. Just connect with how it feels to be in the presence of your higher consciousness. And now invoke upon masters, healing masters, healing angels, healing guides, radical masters. Connect to radical consciousness. Say thank you for its presence, for its guidance. Thank you to Atman for channeling this radical knowledge. With that, slowly, whenever we are ready, we open our eyes. So good evening everyone. Today's topic is our attachment to our comfort zones or to what is familiar. I think almost everyone here understands and knows how our subconscious mind works. And one of the main rules of our subconscious mind is that anything which is familiar or anything which has happened in the past, anything which you've already experienced before, is equal to pleasure for the subconscious mind, and anything which is unknown, which has never been experienced before, automatically goes into the pain folder in the subconscious mind. Invariably, the conclusion from this is that anytime we are changing into something which is unknown, moving into a phase of our life which is new, there is resistance. There is reluctance, there is fear, and a lot of times we sabotage this transformation. Just when we are at the edge of it, we want to go back to our old ways. We want to go back to what is familiar. Now, one very easy way of starting to build this transformation or make it easy is the art of visualization. Now, what do I mean by visualization? So, whatever it is that feels unfamiliar, in a space of guided meditation or a guided silent space, you begin to envision it, you begin to visualize it, you begin to see, sense, or feel how it could be for you. The more you do that in a meditative space, that unfamiliar begins to be more and more familiar. And the more familiar it becomes, the lesser it is equal to pain in the subconscious mind. That's one very, very useful way. So, we will do that also today. But over and above, it is helpful to also understand that why do we even attach ourselves to our old ways? Check what are those one or two or three things, or even ways of life, not just things and people, that we are attached to, that we feel we don't want to let go of. And check what are the subconscious benefits you are getting from that. So, while we all say that, yeah, okay, we've gotten attached to a painful way of living, and I don't want pain, and I don't want suffering, and I don't want hopelessness. But somewhere, this suffering, this pain is maybe getting you attention. Maybe that's the only way you get some attention from your partner or your loved ones or your family. Maybe that suffering or that pain you go through is what propels you towards picking yourself up and saying, no, I need to do this, I need to go ahead in life. And that's what propels you to growth. So every time you want to grow, you will end up feeling stuck. So there are so many. It's easy to say that we want to live pain free or without pain or in happiness, but there are so many subconscious associations that we have to our attachments, which keep us in the loop of attachments, which keep us in the loop of those same familiar patterns. Now, if those familiar patterns are working for you, well and good, keep them. They're still functional. You're still meant to experience them, it's okay. But if those experiences and those attachments are now giving you pain, they're making you suffer, they are sapping you, they are exhausting you, then it's time to listen to your consciousness, which is saying that I am ready to shift. I am ready to try a new way. And this resistance of insisting that I want to be with the old ways is what sometimes causes this suffering. So, as we begin our recitation today, and we will be using R5, which stands for Revive, Recognize, Realign, Reorient, and Reposition, I want you all to, in the chat box, please put down all that you feel you are attached to. Okay, it needn't just be people, things, or situations, it could also be your behavior, ways of life. We will address them, we will take them up. Also, as you are putting down your attachments or what you are attached to, if you are able to identify your subconscious benefits through those attachments because of which you want to cling on to those old ways, that would also be very, very helpful. So put down those subconscious benefits that you get as well, and we will address them as well. After which, we will do a quick visualization to where you are and where you need to shift to. Okay, so have some sort of a mapping for yourself that this is where I am right now, and this is one thing that I want to change. Let's pick one thing that I want to change, but it feels very, very unfamiliar. It feels very, very new. So I'm not even sure if it's possible. Okay, and then we will do a quick visualization exercise for that as well. So you can start putting your inputs in the chat box and we shall begin. I R5 my attachments. I R5 my attachments. IR5 my attachments. IR5 my attachments. IR5 my attachment to home. 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 IR5 my fear of losing my 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 stability. IR5 my fear of losing my stability. IR5 my fear of losing my stability. IR5 my attachments to relationships. 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 IR5 my fear of losing 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 my family. IR5 my fear of shifts in 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 my family. IR5 my attachment to my loved ones. 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 IR5 my attachment of my loved ones to my loved ones. IR5 my attachment to my loved ones. IR5 my association of detachment with losing people. 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 IR5 my attachment to being unproductive. 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 IR5 my fear of being productive. 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 IR5 my attachment to feeling unloved. I archive my attachment to feeling unloved. I archive my attachment to the experience of feeling unloved. I archive my attachment to the experience of feeling unloved. I archive my attachment to the experience of feeling unloved. I archive my attachment to the experience of feeling unloved. I archive my attachment to pain and suffering. 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 I archive my attachment to my old ways and habits. I archive my attachment to my old ways and habits. I archive my attachment to my old ways and habits. I archive attachment to my old ways and habits. I archive attachment to my old ways and habits. I archive my need to grow through suffering and pain. I archive my need to grow through suffering and pain. I archive my need to grow through suffering and pain. I archive my need to grow through suffering and pain. I archive my need to grow through punishing myself and sabotaging my efforts. I archive my need to grow by punishing myself and sabotaging my efforts. I archive my need to grow through punishing myself and self-sabotaging. I archive my need to grow through punishing myself and self-sabotaging. I archive my need to grow through punishing myself and self-sabotaging. I archive my need to grow through punishing myself and self-sabotaging. I archive my need to grow through punishing myself and self-sabotaging. I archive my resistance to shift. 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 I archive my resistance to align to celebration and abundance. I archive my resistance to align to celebration and abundance. I archive my resistance to align to celebration and abundance. I archive my resistance to align to celebration and abundance. I archive my resistance to align to the new consciousness. I archive my resistance to align to the new consciousness. I archive my resistance to align to the new consciousness. I archive my resistance to align to the new consciousness. And now just gently take a moment to close your eyes and think of one shift that you have been wanting to make in your space, which you have not been able to make. Think of any one change that you had wanted to do, whether it's in your behavior, a habit, an attitude, a self talk, or even fulfilling a particular goal or project, but you have not been able to do it. So now, with your eyes closed, in this space where you are protected and guided by masters and angels, connect and visualize yourself making that shift. Visualize or imagine yourself doing that thing differently that you've been wanting to. Go into as much detail of this shift. Look at it, feel it, acknowledge it, accept it, honor it, honor the brilliance in it, and integrate it into you. And as you integrate it and make it a part of you, say it is safe. It is safe. It is safe to bring this shift. 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 And check what happens now as you keep visualizing it. Maybe the fear subsides a little bit. Maybe it seems a little more doable, believable, achievable. Anchor it into your space, into your body. And then whenever you are ready, you may slowly open your eyes. How does it feel for everyone? Are we feeling settled? Are we feeling okay? You can either put it in the chat box, or how often can we practice this visualization? You can do it twice a day, once in the morning and once at night also, Suchitra. But also be very, very mindful that when you are doing this visualization, if some sort of a fear comes up, if some sort of a doubt comes up, you want to archive that there and then. Yeah, so it's like a process. So visualization is the first step. Now it's become familiar, but sometimes with the familiar also we have some adverse associations, right? So you want to just also ensure that those adverse associations are being worked on side by side. Yeah. Okay. So Pasna, I work with this doubt of rejection that I archive my doubt, I archive my self doubt, I archive my attachment to the experience of rejection. See, a lot of times we get attached to these adverse experiences more than anything else. When I thought of this topic, or when I thought that this topic is relevant, it was more in relation to a lot of our attachments to our need for certain experiences, and we keep hitting repeat button, and ensure that that is the same cycle that keeps happening, because even though it's causing us pain, we are attached to it, we are somewhere fearful of losing that as well. So work with the attachment to the experience of rejection and the fear of fully being accepted for who you are, because even though it sounds beautiful to say I want to be accepted, I want to be loved, a, it's unfamiliar, could be unfamiliar, and b, there could be adverse associations with that as well. Yeah. So you need to work and rewire these associations. Okay. Okay. All right. Anything else? Are we all feeling okay? Settled? Feels neutral? Yes, no, maybe. Okay. Yes. All right. Yes, good, sleepy. Okay. All right. Okay. All right, everyone. So happier. Okay, lovely, Ramandeep. Thank you. Little better. Okay, you can repeat this with whatever attachment you were particularly working with, and repeat the visualization as well. Pavas. Yeah. Upasana, braver. Wonderful. Okay, that's good to know. All right. So we meet next Wednesday with another topic. And yeah, I hope to see all of you